This year, the Mammal Society is celebrating its 70th anniversary, which means for the past 7 decades, it's been bringing together leading experts in mammal science and conservation to conduct essential research, to promote good practice, and of course, inform public opinion so that we can turn the ship around and improve the outlook for Britain's mammals.
In 1954, the Mammal Society was founded by a group of mammalogists and naturalists who noticed the need for monitoring and protecting British mammals.
And they weren't wrong. Over the course of the next 70 years, many mammalian species would continue to decline over the British Isles.
Water voles, for example, are the fastest declining mammals in the British Isles, with their population having decreased by 97% since the 1970s. And it's not just water voles that have declined. Our other small mammals have been steadily dwindling too.
Harvest mice are reducing in areas they occupy by 3% a year. The proportion of sites weasels are found fell by 30% over 44 years, and our voles and shrews are continuing to experience long-term declines.
Hedgehog populations have reduced by 30 to 75% in rural areas since 2000.
Red squirrel populations fell from 3.5 million in the late 1800s to just a few 100,000 today. Without conservation efforts supported by grassroots volunteers, they would have gone extinct.
Overall, a quarter of our British mammals today are threatened with extinction.
But it's not all bad news. We've had many mammal successes over the last few decades too.
Otters were nearly wiped out in the 50s and 60s, but have now bounced back. Invasive species such as koipu were successfully controlled. Beavers have returned to Scotland and parts of England after being locally extinct here for centuries, along with wild boar and an enclosed trial of bison.
And throughout it all, the Mammal Society has guided the knowledge and science that needs to help mammals make a comeback.
Over the decades, we've monitored the mammals of the British Isles through our otter, harvest mouse and other scientific surveys.
Our Mammal Society working groups have branched off into more specific organisations,
such as the Bat Conservation Trust and the Sea-Watch Foundation, who have been able to focus their efforts on specific species.
We've created and worked with grassroots groups on the ground through our local mammal group network, supporting the public to reconnect with mammals and carry out citizen science.
We formed a network of scientists who have published hundreds of scientific papers, books, guides and communication materials to better develop our understanding of the mammals we share Britain with.
Yet despite all we have done, a quarter of our mammals in the British Isles are still facing extinction.
Conservation success is held back by a lack of data on mammals, such as small mammals and mountain hares.
We need to galvanise more people across the British Isles to monitor their local mammals and then transform that science and data into action, spearheaded by a diversity of nature lovers, citizen scientists and conservationists.
Our conservation projects, ecology training courses and other mammal monitoring schemes are just the start of how we will help protect and restore the mammals of the British Isles. We're ready to get our hands dirty to help them bounce back. Are you ready to join us?
To help us celebrate 70 years of the Mammal Society and to join us in our journey towards a future 70 years of a British Isles abundant with mammals and wildlife of all kinds, you can become a Mammal Society member today by heading to the link in our bio.
And thank you from us and the mammals of Britain for all your support so far.